I can't hide myself. I don't expect you to understand. I just hope I can explain what it's like to be a man. It's a lonely road, and they don't care about what you know. It's not about how you feel, but what you provide inside that.
Yeah. It kind of got at a standstill though, because in 2001, March 30th of 2001, I was hit by a car.
Oh shoot.
Yep, shattered my femur. I actually got life flighted from where I lived to Orlando Regional Medical Center, Arnold Palmer, which is like an hour west of where I lived. So I met my wife in middle school, um, but we didn't really give each other the time of day. It was honestly like we got together as a payback to our exes.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, she never left. I don't know when she's leaving. I don't know when this payback's going to stop. I would tell you, my dad would fight my brothers in the front yard. I had cops at my house every other week. I remember sleeping one night. I'm in my room, and usually I lock my door. Well, I had cops surrounding my house. I had cops in my hallway, and they were beating my door down because they thought my older brother, was in the room with me, and I was hiding because I had went through some mental stuff.
Yeah.
And I'm not afraid to talk about it. I almost took my life in October of 23. Nobody ever really knew about it. I don't know if I told you, but
No, you haven't. No, this is all new. What exactly was going through your mind if you don't? But I like to end every podcast by saying, what are three things as we sit here at the end of this podcast that you are grateful for? What is going on, everybody? It is your boy Starkin Gaming Presents, and before we get to the podcast, I want to say a few things. First things first is right now, as we speak, I am not 100%. I have a little bit of something going on. Right now, I have my microphone on the highest volume of gain that it has, and what that does is amplifies my voice. I did turn it down, and I couldn't hear anything hardly, so I turned it all the way up. So if my voice sounds a little bit lower during the podcast, that's because I am going to turn the gain down once I'm done recording this part. And that's only because I want you guys to be able to hear Alex Miller fully. I found that when I was messing around with the settings with the gain, that the volume was just a little too much at times. Right now, I don't know what's going on. I'm not 100%. Maybe because of being up all day yesterday for Halloween and everything. I'm really thinking that's all it is. I could be wrong. I don't know. I did sleep a little bit throughout the night. Um, Again, I hope everybody had a great Halloween too, for the record. I really hope you guys did. Maddie did. She was a witch, and she absolutely loved her outfit. She was so adorable. It was so much fun watching her go trick or treating. Ironically, it's the first time I ever got to go trick or treating with her. So, 4 years of doing this, this is the first time, and it was amazing. I loved it. Now, to get to the podcast portion, I do have a sponsorship with a company called Kickoff. They gave me a link, and what the link does is allows you to get $30. It also gives me $30. You're probably wondering, what is Kickoff? Well, back in August of this year, 2025, I decided that I wanted to start building my credit, but I didn't want to really get a credit card. And I remember I used this app called Kickoff a few years ago, and it did help my credit a little bit, but then I stopped doing anything with it, and my credit score started dropping. My credit score was at 548. Yeah, terrible. It is horrible. Considered even poor in some senses. Well, I started back in August. I want to say it was like August 20th. It's before my birthday, which is the 23rd, but not like a lot before my birthday. And now my credit score, as we sit November 1st, is 607. And it's amazing. And all it does is it reports to the Equifax for $5 a month. It reports that you're paying off a loan, and at the end of your term of paying it off, you actually get your money back. So it's a win-win. It builds your credit, and at the end, you get the money back. For $5 a month, it only reports to one credit bureau, but it does help grow your credit. Now, for $20 a month, it reports to all three major credit bureaus, and there's a lot of wonderful perks that you can get. The same thing with the $35 package. Look into it. You don't have to sign up right away. By all means, you don't. But for $5 a month, and it builds your credit, because credit is so important. I didn't realize that sometimes credit can actually stop you from getting a job. I didn't know that. I was mind blown when I heard about that. Now, a little side note on that: if you want to know how to get part of this $30, all you have to do is look at the link in each of the podcasts that I'm going to be posting from now on. There will be a link for kickoff, and you will be able to earn up to $30. And then they'll even give you your own link that you can share with your friends and family once you start doing the same road I have. I mean, I've been doing it, less than 3 months, and it's already gone up 60 points. I mean, it's amazing what you could do. And like I said, I started back in August, not even August 1st, like towards the end of the month I started, and here we are at the beginning of November, and all I pay is $5 a month. Literally, that's all I paid. So what, $15, and I've already raised my credit score 60 points. So my goal is to get it back up above 700 again. It might take a little more work, but I mean, for $5 a month, I'm willing to just kind of wait. I kind of want to see where I'm at by the end of the year, and maybe start going to the $20 plan January 1st. We'll see. Now to the podcast. I'm really excited for the guest that we have this week. His name is Alex Miller. For those who don't know who he is, how do I describe Alex Miller other than a god? He is a Greek god. This is a guy that when God created, he broke the mold. Zeus-like in a sense. I'm totally kidding. No, but Alex Miller is a wonderful person. He exemplifies what a man should be in my eyes. He's a wonderful father, a husband, a working man, somebody that goes above and beyond for people that he really truly cares about, including myself. There's been times where I needed help, and he's been there. And that's what Alex Miller is to me. Now, to better tell his story, I don't know much about the guy's personal life as far as his childhood and everything. So this is all going to be a learning curve for me. And I'm so excited to actually learn about this guy. I really can't wait. I mean, the best thing about me and his friendship is, we constantly talk. I can honestly say we talk a good 3 to 5 times a week, and that's not even an exaggeration. I talk to him almost more than I talk to most of my family. Actually, I do talk to him more than most of my family, other than my mom and dad. I literally talk to him more than I talk to any of my family. And that's not a knock against anybody. He's just somebody I talk to. He's quite literally one of my best friends, if not my best friend. But let's get into the podcast. And again, I apologize for being sick, you guys. We are back with another edition of Star King Gaming Presents Storytime. And this time we got a great story, the Alex Miller story. For those who don't know, Alex Miller is literally an admin for my account. He could literally shut down my account right now if he wanted. He could do anything and everything that I can do from my account. The reason why he has that access is because I actually trust him. He's somebody I know that I could depend on. He's had my back since the day we met each other, and I can honestly say he truly is one of my best friends, if not my best friends. Actually, I think he is my best friend because I think I talk to you literally more than I talk to anybody other than, my family, honestly. I mean, almost every day we talk.
Yeah, pretty much every day.
Yeah, pretty much every day.
day.
There's been a couple days we didn't talk here and there, but then I'll tell you a funny ass story, and
We'll just talk for a few hours.
yeah, they talk for a few hours, and then we go back to our normal lives. But Alex Miller is a huge blessing in my life. Somebody that I can go to with any kind of thing, anything, advice, whatever it may be. He's always been somebody that he's not going to steer me wrong. He's somebody that actually has my best interest in mind, and that's why I idolize the guy in a sense. As somebody I would like to be somebody I try to be like is somebody like him because he's a wonderful father, wonderful husband, and a great human being. And he actually has great taste in video games, so he's all right in my book.
Only the best host in video games.
So let's get into it, man. Let's start with your childhood, man. Tell us about your childhood, because I literally know nothing about your childhood.
All right. Well, I'm kind of living near home where I was born. So I was born in Rocky Mount, Virginia. which is about 3 hours west of me.
Okay.
Uh, I kind of I was born in Rocky Mount, but I grew up in like a couple years in Roanoke, Florida, or Roanoke, Virginia.
Okay.
So it's actually cool if you ever go. My grandfather actually built one of the. There's a star on top of Roanoke's Hill. My grandfather's actually the one that built that, and it's still there till today.
Oh wow. Oh wow, that's pretty
Yeah,
cool. Roanoke
so it's pretty
is
cool.
there's a lot of history out there. A lot. I don't know
Yeah,
much about it. I have a cousin of mine. His mom lives out there, and we were supposed to go out there and it didn't end up happening. But we were looking at all these things that you could do out there, and there was actually a lot of cool historical things that you could do. So I
yeah,
kind of
that's
regret not going, and I could have got to see the star.
yeah. My grandfather built it. He was the engineer that built it, or did the blueprints for it. I guess you would say blueprint for it,
Okay.
but he's the one that created it.
What was it
And
like
it's,
growing up out there? Just
um, I wish I could really tell you. I really don't remember
oh,
much.
okay, okay,
Um, I remember like the house I grew up in, well, that I lived in. I remember like small bits and pieces, but I spent most of my time in Florida.
oh, okay.
So my dad, he has a disease. It's called Raynaud's, right? And I know it's like common within females and stuff like that. I
Oh,
actually did a college
I,
report
I
on it.
actually was just about to say I've heard of that, but I've only heard of like I know a girl that had it, and I don't know much about it, but I know a girl that either has it or I don't know if she's still alive because she was kind of well, I shouldn't say she was a woman. She's an older woman. I remember her telling me about it, but I don't remember what she told me. It's been so long. Could if you don't
So
mind?
my dad actually has Raynaud's phenomenon, which is a more severe case.
Okay.
So it doesn't commonly happen in men, right? I'm not saying it can't, but
Yeah.
Raynaud's phenomenon is like very fast acting, and basically it's a circulation disease. So
Okay.
basically, whenever you get cold, like your blood cells close, and
Right.
basically it makes like getting frostbite faster.
Got it. So being in
So
the winter of Virginia is not good.
no, so he actually lost all his teeth from it.
Shoot.
He lost. He almost lost all his toes and his hand and his fingers, but he only ended up losing his middle finger on his right hand.
Oh man, the one you need.
Yeah, well, it's kind of funny when he flicks you off and he has a little nubby. Um,
I mean, that kind of makes it cooler.
so honestly, that's the reason why we moved to Florida.
Makes sense, though. It does.
That and my mom's best friend Teresa, she lives in Roanoke now. She moved back to Roanoke, but her husband Bobby was in the Navy, so they got stationed down in Florida in Cape Canaveral, where I grew up.
Okay.
And my mom was like all for her best friend, so it was like a win-win. Kind of just up and moved in the middle of the night.
Yeah.
And yeah, so I grew up in Titusville, Florida.
What
And
was it like living there? Just is it
oh, dude, my whole childhood was there.
okay?
From when I was like 5 until I was 21 when I joined the army.
Okay.
Uh,
A lot of hurricanes there, or is it more inland?
um,
Or
no, I live right on the water, like right
okay.
on the water, right where the space shuttle goes up. Yeah, right by like 45 minutes south of Daytona, like 30 minutes
Oh,
north of
jeez,
Cocoa Beach.
that makes sense of why you're a NASCAR fan then.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Because if
Born and
Daytona's that
raised, man.
close, I mean that's a holy grail for racing in a sense.
It
That's
might
like
it might even be 35 minutes depending on how fast you go if I'm driving.
yeah, if you're
Um,
NASCAR driving.
yeah, I got a NASCAR license plate. It's fine. It works out. But yeah, man, life. I mean, it was kind of weird. I moved there in 96, 97,
So
and
how
then
old are you? What year were you born? If you don't
I was
mind me.
born in 92. I'm 33.
Okay, and you were born. I know your birthday's close to my dad's. His birthday, my stepdad, that my brother's real father, which is May 25th, and I know it's like right
Mine's the
after that.
29th.
Okay, I
Yeah,
know it was like
mine's the
right after
29th.
that. I couldn't remember what day. Okay, okay, so you're a little bit
Um,
older, not much older than me.
yes,
I was born in '86. I mean, you're not
yeah.
that much younger. I mean,
No, 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 no. Like I got brothers who my oldest brother was born in 85. My other brother was born in 88.
okay,
My and then I have another brother born in 91. So yeah, we're all 3 years apart except for me and my brother Zach. My parents decided to have fun after having him apparently.
nothing
And
wrong with it. Nothing wrong with it.
but yeah, and then we lived, you know, it was kind of hard the first few years. It was kind of like establishing yourself.
Okay.
So, you know, long nights of like, you know, no food, but, you know, like we had good neighbors that helped us out a lot. And then my dad finally landed a job working at Papa John's. Probably, I would say 99, 2000. And then my mom started working for Ford.
Oh, sweet.
So that was like a good gig. And then we ended up buying our own house. We lived off Roll Oak, which was a golf course. I was fancy back then.
Oh, shoot. Big time bougie
Um,
over here.
yeah. It kind of got at a standstill though, because in 2001, March 30th of 2001, I was hit by a car.
Oh, shoot.
Yep, shattered my femur. I actually got life flighted from where I lived to Orlando Regional Medical Center on a Palmer, which is like an hour west of where I lived.
Oh, damn.
So,
So
like,
you literally almost died.
I mean, I wouldn't say I almost died. I could have, you know, the car wasn't going as fast as, you know, most cars down the neighborhood.
Wow.
But
Yeah.
yeah,
See, this is something I literally didn't know anything about. I never knew any of this.
yeah, my wife makes jokes about it all the time.
I mean,
It is what it is now, but yeah,
no,
man,
I get why, I mean, it's crazy though. Like the things that I'm learning about people doing this. It's like it's so good to know because like I mean that's wild. I had no clue any of that happened like at all. Like
yeah,
life lighted and everything.
yeah,
That's
life
scary.
flighted. I had a gash. The back of my head was gashed open. Had
Oh
a bunch of road
jeez.
rash.
Well, I mean, you broke your
Shattered.
femur too. That's painful. That's I mean I
Yep,
wouldn't know.
shattered
I
my femur.
never done any of that. Like I never even bruised any of that area. But it
I didn't
just
I didn't cry, not once.
oh shoot.
Until the hot nurse dropped my leg on the table.
Yeah, that might.
Well,
I mean, but
that
then it's
wasn't.
hard because you don't want to cry because she's hot. You want to look.
Yeah, no, I cried.
Uh,
No, I cried.
hey, real men cry. Maybe she's a
Yeah,
softie. You didn't know you were trying to shoot your shot. No,
yeah, but like before then, you know, I was struggling with school. You know, I didn't
okay.
like being at my school. I hated my school that I was in. I was in third grade.
Was it because of
Uh,
the transformation from going from
Um,
Virginia to?
no, because I went to another elementary. It was called South Lake, and I love that school. And
Oh,
then when we moved, I had gotten another school. It was Apollo Elementary, actually,
okay.
and I hated it. Didn't
Okay.
want to be there. And honestly, like me getting hit by a car was almost a blessing because you know I went. Well, for one, that's where my love for helicopters came into play.
Okay.
Um, and then I got to transfer to a different school. So I went to a magnet school. I don't know if you know what a magnet school is.
I don't. I've heard the
Um,
term, but I don't know much about it.
so it was a year-round magnet school. So
Okay.
basically, I would go to school long. I wouldn't say longer. I guess it would be longer technically than most people. Like everybody, they do like 9 weeks, 9 weeks, 9 weeks, 9 weeks. There's 4 semesters, right? Every 9 weeks, we'd have 3 weeks off.
Okay.
So while people were in school, my school would be out for 3 weeks. So my summers were shorter, but I also got 3 weeks in between every 9 weeks.
Yeah. I mean, it's kind of like a win-win situation almost. Yeah, the summers are shorter, but you
Yeah,
know.
but when other friends went to different schools, it was kind of rough because you didn't really get to hang out with them.
Oh, yeah. I guess that's true.
But yeah, I had 2 surgeries that year. I had one after the fact of me getting hit, and then December of that year, I went back and got my pins because I got metal rods put in my leg.
Okay, and then you gotta
Um,
just take that out
yeah,
for pins. Okay.
yeah, it was great because I was the fastest kid in my school when I had the pins in my leg, and then when I got the pins taken out, I was not the fastest kid in my school anymore. Um, I turned into your average white boy running. Um, but yeah, and then like around then, my 2 older brothers, they were in and out of jail pretty much my whole life. So man, I would tell you, my dad would fight my brothers in the front yard. I had cops at my house every other week. I remember sleeping one night. I'm in my room, and usually I lock my door. Well, I had cops surrounding my house. I had cops in my hallway, and they were beating my door down because they thought my older brother, was in the room with me, and I was hiding him.
Oh,
Um, so yeah, dealt with that pretty much I guess my childhood into my teenage year life.
Yeah.
Yeah, my older brother got sent to a program in Miami for 9 months. Um,
What was that like for you? You know, like not seeing your brothers and knowing
um,
what they were getting into.
I mean, never really like it never really bothered me. It was like it never changed my perspective of them
Yeah.
because to me they're still my brothers. It doesn't matter.
Yeah. No, I get that. I get that.
Like like it sucked to see,
Yeah.
but like at the end of the day, it made me who I am today because I diverted from the path they were on.
Right. Yes. You didn't
You
want
know,
to follow that path. I totally get that. Yeah.
yeah, because like my dad is not their real dad, but my dad raised them from when they were babies.
Okay.
So like it kind of like it was like, hey, these are my two real sons. They're not going to do this, but like, hey, like, but I'm still going to help you get out of whatever. Like my dad was always there. My dad, I mean, if I had to praise anybody for being a real man, it's probably my dad because he went through a lot of shit. Like my mom was a violent lady, you know. If there was a fight, she was throwing things, plates, chairs, try to hit him with a car. Like she was a very violent lady.
Yeah.
But when it came to her sons, like the two older ones, my dad was always there. My dad was the only one to go get him out of get him away from the cops, like pick him up, do all that.
So
So
your dad was being a father
correct.
that
Yeah,
they
it was
needed. Yeah.
never like he was harder on them,
Right.
and they see that now. That my brother Eric's like, well, you were harder on me than you were Alex and Zach, right? Because Zach's my older brother. He's a year
Yeah.
older than me. But my dad was like, I had to be. Cause look at the way y'all were acting.
No, and
Um,
yeah, I totally
but
understand
like,
that. Yeah, I get that.
my brother Kyle didn't make it out of the 8th grade. He dropped out. My brother Eric never made it out of the 9th grade. He dropped out. Um, but my brother Kyle's doing great for himself. He's got 2 kids and he's making like $115,000 a year, and he doesn't even have a GED.
It
So
goes to show you you can you can
my
make things
brother,
happen.
my brother Eric, we had a falling out. I haven't talked to him in over a year, so I don't really know what he's doing. Uh,
How does that make you feel if you don't mind me asking?
I mean, it doesn't bother me.
I mean, I kind of understand. My brother and
Yeah,
I don't talk like we should. Only time he ever messages me is if he needs money, and that's not
yeah.
that
I
often.
mean, my brother just chooses females over his family. So like for me, it's like I'm a family guy.
Yeah,
Like big
I can see that.
into
Yeah, I can. I mean, I not like I see it, but I believe it. I just based off what I know of you. Yeah.
yeah, just being a good father, and that he's not. His one of his kids is in the state's custody, and we just didn't agree on a lot of things, and nothing, no hard feelings towards him. Right, I still love him,
No,
but
yeah, no, he's still your brother. I get that.
at the end of the day, I can't deal with that because it's like I have 2 beautiful girls sitting out in my living room, and I couldn't ever imagine them being in state custody or whatever,
Yeah, no,
and not at least fighting for them. But so I watched that growing up, and then I started getting into like drugs and stuff like that. Well, not like hard drugs, but my parents actually we actually lost our house that we lived in because they got addicted to cocaine.
okay.
And so from the time I was like 14, I think I moved until I was 21. I think I moved like 11 different times
Wow.
because
In
we
a
couldn't
7 year
like,
span, yeah,
yeah,
that's
couldn't really like establish anything. And yeah, and then I started drinking, doing, just smoking pot, doing stuff like that. And then I got into sports. I started playing high school football, and I think I was pretty good at it. I wouldn't say I was the best player, but I was definitely pretty good. Um, I had colleges looking at me for long snapping because I was pretty good at that. That was probably
okay. I mean, that's actually a pretty key part of a special
yeah,
team. So I mean,
yeah. I was
that's pretty
pretty good
cool.
at that. I was well damn good at that. And then I was doing track and field, did discus for a while, and I actually still hold one of the records at my school. If you look at my school, my name's on it.
That's pretty cool. That's cool. You can go
Um,
back to your school and see your name still out there.
yeah, it's pretty cool. I didn't know until I looked it up I think it was a couple months ago. Actually, I looked it up, and yeah, once I got into middle school, like I really started to like focus on my grades
Okay.
because like I barely made it out of 6th grade. Like I almost didn't make it out. And then I started doing like AB honor roll, and then I started with, just getting all A's. And,
Yeah.
once I got to high school, I kind of leveled around a 3.5 GPA, leaving high school.
Was it because of what you've seen in your personal life you didn't want it to happen to
Uh,
you? Or,
no, I just didn't want to be stupid. You know what I'm saying? I don't know if that
yeah.
makes sense.
No, I get it. Yeah.
But like I didn't want to be stupid.
You wanted
I
to be
wanted
better
to
for
be,
your future. Yeah.
yeah, and I didn't even know what I wanted to do like at all in my life.
It's
Even when I was
crazy. It's crazy, when you're a kid. What was your childhood dream job? And
I wanted to be a cop.
okay.
Like, don't ask me why either, right? Because I couldn't tell you. But like, I used to watch cops all the time,
I
and
mean,
then I,
I
I
see your
just
pictures.
enjoyed
I
it.
could see you being a cop, honestly. Just your look. You kind of
Yeah,
could
I
you
mean,
could pull it off.
yeah, but I didn't know, and then I kind of got into, the sports thing, right? I really wanted
Yeah.
to. I kind of changed my way, and then I really thought about sports medicine for a while,
Okay.
and then I was like, it, and then I found a love for math. Okay, I don't know if you know this, but I have a minor in mathematics.
I did not know this.
Yeah, I do have a minor in mathematics. So when I went to college, I decided that I wanted to do engineering. Because not because of the money or anything, just because I like the way things work, and I like to, you know, I like the mechanical aspect of things. And I was like, you know what, mechanical engineering sounds cool. So I started going to class for it, and I started taking all these math classes. Well, I was getting A's in all these math classes, like calculus one, two, like trigonometry, statistics, all these crazy math classes. I was getting A's in because I really loved it.
It's crazy. I took
But
calculus as an elective.
no, no, I did too.
I did
Technically, I
it
did
just
too.
because I loved math so much, and then I ended up not taking calculus too because I got a C plus, and I think it's because of the teacher, and I just kind of butted heads. But like math was always my favorite subject. I mean, and
It
I
was
love
it was
math,
never
so
mine. It was never mine. Actually, my worst subject is history, and the reason why I don't like history is because I don't believe in half of it. I
yeah,
you can- you know what I'm saying? Like I always fight, have this fight with my wife. You can't prove to me somebody said this in like 7 BC. You
yeah.
can't. You can't
No,
prove it
no,
to me.
I totally get it, and
I'm more like a realistic, like I believe in like the slavery, and I believe in the
right.
Holocaust. I believe in
Yeah, no, yeah,
stuff
it's
like
stuff
that.
that you could actually that there was witnesses around when we
Yeah,
actually
you know
had
what I'm
TV
saying?
and whatnot. Yeah, like I not to get religious, and I'm not trying to be that. There's a lot of things that I don't believe in, like the Bible. Not saying I don't believe in God, because I do believe in God. I do believe there's somebody there looking out for me, but I can't for the life of me read the Bible and not think of any of it being true. I know there's truth in there. I'm sure there is, because there's truth in every story.
I mean, there's truth in all of it, right? It depends on like
It's,
how it impacts you, right?
yeah, and I mean, I've always felt like there's always a truth in a story. Now, rather the whole story's true or just like one part of the story's true, I don't know. Like, I wasn't there, so obviously, and there's not
Right.
very many witnesses.
Zero witnesses.
Yeah, if any
Um,
witnesses, yeah, nah, and especially right now, there's none of them are alive. I don't, and again, I'm not trying to get into the religious thing.
no, no,
It's
no. I
always been a
mean,
thing. I don't believe in the Bible myself. That's just my personal opinion, and I know that
I
sounds
mean,
bad.
like I give you like I went to church for a while, last year, and it's not really, what they're what the Bible says. It's what it like what it speaks to you, right? It's
Right.
not. You don't have to believe the Bible, but like a lot of stories will hit you in the Bible
Yeah.
that
There is, and there's
make you
actually
understand.
a verse that hit me, and it's only
Is
two
that my wife?
words.
No, that's my daughter. What's up, baby? Are you getting your coloring page? Okay, tell her to go pick her trash up so you guys can do your art, okay? She's fine. You can cut this out.
Why
Uh,
not? Like, why cut it
yeah,
out?
why
I
not?
mean, leave it in there. I love
Yeah,
having
might
the
as
kids.
well.
I like a realist podcast. I don't care. But to get back, if I do cut this out,
Yeah.
there's part of a Bible that actually really did speak to me, and it was John 11:35, and it's literally only two words, and it's Jesus wept. And when I
Yep.
read that, it actually it hit my heart. I was just like, wow, you know. And I was going through
So
some things, and it really hit me. And I was like, well, if Jesus cried, then I can cry. Why am I hiding my emotions?
yeah, it was crazy, because like me and my wife, we started going to church because we were going through some things, and I never, like I sat down, and the first time I really didn't feel anything, and then the second time we went, it like basically spoke my story, like in life, like they didn't know, right? And I didn't talk to anybody there. Like I cried, right? Like because
Yeah.
it hit me because it was talking about my situation, and it was wild, right? Because it just worked out that way. Um, but getting back to like my childhood, um, yeah, I grew up a NASCAR fan. I started going to NASCAR in 1998, and
Oh man, that was a good time for racing, man. Dale Earnhardt Senior.
yeah, me and my dad, we used to go all the time, and
Who was your
it's
favorite
crazy.
driver?
Uh, Dale Jr. If I had to pick one, because I didn't really know anything in '98,
Okay, yeah,
but
you
like,
were definitely still young. Yeah,
but the year that Dale Sr. died and the day he died was my mom and his anniversary and my dad's birthday. So February 18th, 2001.
I was gonna say I know it was in 2001. I knew it was
Yep.
February because it was Daytona.
Yep. My parents were sitting behind his pit box when he got killed.
Oh wow,
So imagine all that on one day. It was like
he was
my dad.
actually my favorite childhood racer. In fact, like all the video games, I'd always pick the number three car. He was my favorite, and then when he passed away, I kind of followed Junior just because his son.
Yeah, I followed Junior. It wasn't because he was Dale Senior's son. It's just I liked his attitude. I liked his car. He didn't
I
mesh
mean
out to
Budweiser,
it. Yeah, he didn't. He didn't mesh out to the champion everybody wanted him to be, but that's okay
right?
because now he's a multi-champion car runner,
Yeah,
and which is cool. But
and
yeah,
he was always one of the more popular drivers. Women thought he was
yeah.
cute, and
I mean, I think he was like a 15-time NASCAR's most popular driver in a row.
yeah, I'm not surprised. I'm not because he was loved by a lot of the people, fans, the people that
He was just
work.
likable. Yeah,
Yeah, he's just
likable.
that. Yeah, he's that American guy. You could sit down and have a beer with, and it's going to be a good time.
Yeah, and then just kept going to NASCAR races for a while, and
Was that ever something that you wanted to do for a living? Just curious.
so I have plans, right? Like that's
Okay.
kind of one of the goals that we'll get into,
Okay.
and
I got too early. I got ahead of myself. Sorry.
it's all good. But and then so I went to college, and I decided that I was gonna stop smoking pot because I smoked a lot of weed. Um, but my brother Zach, he's a sergeant first class in the army.
Okay.
He wasn't at the time, but he is now. But he's like, hey man, you need to like look forward to your future, and maybe join the army. Well, at the time, right? Because when I was going to college, I would go to class from like 8 o'clock in the morning to like 3 o'clock in the afternoon, and then from 3:30 to 6:30, I was coaching either football or track.
Okay.
Because I joined this citizen scholar program at my college, and it was just volunteer hours.
What college did you go
And
to?
Eastern Florida State College.
Okay.
It's just a state college, but
Yeah, still, but I
um,
mean, it's still college. It's still, you know.
they had this program. If you did over so many hours, you get this recognition and all this crazy stuff. Well, it kind of kept me in college because it gave me something to strive for, I guess.
Okay.
So I was coaching freshman football for a while, and then I was coaching, junior varsity, and then some varsity. But I coached varsity track for the entirety of my college career, and then I became a track official. So like when I wasn't coaching during the week, I was officiating track meets on Fridays, sometimes Saturdays, depending on where we were going.
You were a busy man. No.
Yes. So you think I was going to school from 8 to 3. I was coaching from 3:30 to 6:30. Well, my mom ended up leaving my dad when
Okay.
I was when I was 18, 19. I was almost 19 because I got held back a year. I got hit by the car. They held me back.
Oh,
So I did
yeah.
third grade twice. But yeah, so she left when I was like almost 19. And then my dad, he's disabled, right? Because he can't with the Raynaud's,
Right. Right.
disease. He can't really work. And he worked for Papa John's for 17 years, right? That's why I hate pizza. If you ever understand why I hate pizza, it's because 17 years of Papa John's will do that to you.
Okay, yeah,
Um,
yeah. I worked at a pizzeria and I got burned out on it for a while, but I was only there like not even 17 weeks, you know.
well, when they were addicted to drugs, that's all we had, because my
No,
parents didn't
I
have
yeah,
money.
yeah, because you get all the whatever nobody would take, yeah. So
Yeah, my mom's spending $800 on 8 balls and stuff like that, right? It doesn't hurt for me to talk about it, and even with her, because she'll tell you straight up that's what was happening. So, but so
is the do you think the drugs might have been what caused the violence with her? Because you mentioned that she was a
no,
violent. No.
absolutely not.
Oh,
This was
okay,
way before.
okay.
Um,
Because I know drugs
it
can
was
do
way-
things to you. Okay.
nah, she's just a crazy redneck bitch. Um, she's just a crazy redneck bitch.
Typical rednecks, you know.
Yeah,
We're pretty crazy.
but just so yeah, so like when I would, so like when she left, right? She moved up to Pennsylvania and got a new boyfriend, husband thing, which love him to death. He's a genuine guy. He's great. Once I gave him the time of day, because the first 2 years it happened, I didn't give him the time of day. But he's just like me. Give you the shirt off his back. He'll give you the last dollar in his pocket. So he's a good dude.
Yeah.
Um, but yeah, so like my dad couldn't work, so like I ended up getting a job. I was actually an assistant manager at Circle K while I was going to college. So I would, like I said, going to school from 8 to 3 in the afternoon. I was coaching from 3:30 to 6:30, and I was working from 10 to 7 every morning, Monday or Sunday night through Thursday. So 5 days a week. I had Friday, Saturday off
Damn,
because I
man.
I planned it that way because like I like to because I coach. So I would do games on Thursday night, and then I'd go to work. And then I would go to the high school varsity games on Friday nights, and then Saturdays was me and my wife's time. So I met my wife in middle school, um, but we didn't really give each other the time of day. It was honestly like we got together as a payback to our exes.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, she never left. I don't know when she's leaving. I don't know when this payback's going to stop. Um,
She just kind of stuck around, huh?
yeah, it's going to stop sooner or later. I just don't know when. Yeah, so I didn't get really any sleep, for 2 years. I was just, working hard to, keep me and my dad afloat. He got Social Security, but he paid the rent. I paid everything else, food,
I say Social
anything that.
Security only covers so much, you know.
Yeah, especially in Florida, man, it's expensive. It's like California, man.
Yeah, I'm not
But
surprised. I'm not.
but yeah, so then my brother talked me into joining the army, and I was like, cool, I'll do it under one condition. I was like, if I become a Blackhawk mechanic. I was like, I already knew what I wanted to do. I've looked at it before, but I just never thought as it an option. Because honestly, didn't want to join.
Yeah.
Because fuck that.
No, I get.
Uh,
I know. You know.
it's
Arm,
it's cool, right? But then I really thought about it, and I was like, do I want to regret not doing it just to try it out, just to see what it is? You know?
yeah.
And
Why not the
yeah,
Air Force though? With the
I tried. I
Oh, okay.
tried. They weren't taking any at the time,
Oh, okay.
but
Okay.
I was like, all right, So I talked to my brother's recruiter, and I went and took the ASVAB or whatever, and
Yeah.
they called me as soon as I was done with the test, and they're like, hey, you can literally do anything in the army. And I was like, cool, I want to be a Blackhawk mechanic. They're like, well, we don't have any open slots right now. The only one we have is you have to leave April 6th of 2014. They're like, hey, you have to leave then. And I was like, well, I don't graduate college until like the end of May, right?
Yeah.
So I had to do like 2 months of work in a month. Well, basically three, because I had to do that month, the next month, and then the May. So I did 3 months of college work in a month,
Wow.
right? I told all my teachers, hey, this is my plan. I graduate in May, but like I need all my work because I want to leave for the army on this day. So they gave it to me all. I worked endless nights and, you know, like endless time to complete it. And I did. I graduated with a 3.8 GPA out of college.
Nice. And
I
then
never got to walk because I was in basic training when that happened.
yeah.
So that was cool. I didn't really care though. I got the degree. That's all I care about.
Yeah, I was gonna say. I mean, you got your
Um,
degree. That's not to say that the walk wasn't of importance, but I didn't
nah,
walk for high school, so
yeah, I was like, whatever. I'll walk in basic training. So,
yeah.
walked in basic training, and then so I went to Fort Eustis, where I'm currently stationed at now. Kind of doing the opposite of what I was doing then. I'm teaching now, so
Well, how long have
um,
you been in the army now? So you said 21.
12 years,
Okay,
almost 12 years, like 12 years in like a few months.
let's say
I say 12 years, just round up.
yeah.
Um, but yeah, so then I went to AIT. I got distinguished honor graduate, so that's like top of the class.
That's awesome.
Um, so then from there, I went to Fort Riley, Kansas. I was there for from 2014 to 2018, mid 2018. I lost my first daughter there at like 36 weeks,
Oh
roughly.
wow.
So
So
me and my wife went through that, and that was kind of like a hard point, and not just our lives, but our relationship.
if you don't
And I,
mind, could you go more
why
into
why
yeah,
it happened?
yeah.
Don't know. They couldn't tell us.
Okay,
So yeah, we did all the studies and we got the tests and stuff, and they couldn't tell us why. They said it
okay.
just happened. So, had to go through like 2 days of her in labor and stuff like that. And I didn't take any time off of work because it just, I didn't want to dwell on it.
Yeah. I
Um,
mean, sometimes work can be your best friend in that sense.
it can also be your worst enemy,
Yeah,
But I
it
know,
could. It could.
I
Yes.
had a bunch of good guys around me. I had a bunch of good leadership that cared, and I had a platoon sergeant named Sergeant First Class Anderson. Um, Best NCO I've ever met in the Army. I'll still say that till this day. I still call him when good things happen in my life in the Army. He's the first one I call. Um, but yeah, so I lost her in 2015, April 2nd of 2015.
Damn close to the April
Um,
6th date. That.
yeah. So yeah, April 2nd. And then, it was kind of like a rough moment. And then, a couple months later, I had to go pick my dad up because my dad had a heart attack while living with my brother in Texas. And my brother was, I think he was going to Korea or something. Or no, he was going to where is he going? He was going to Fort Irwin. I think he was going out to California.
Okay, I was at Fort
So
Irwin. It's not that far from.
yeah,
I mean,
It's actually where he's at now.
okay.
Um, Him and my dad are actually both out there now.
Oh, cool.
But yeah, ended up going to get him, and that was on July 4th weekend of 2015. And then me and my wife ended up getting pregnant again with my oldest now, Kaylin. She's 9. Had her July 27th of 2016. I really couldn't hold her because I broke my wrist being a dumbass.
Oh shoot, what'd you do?
Uh, well, no, I guess no. Yeah, no, I still had a cast on whenever. I broke my wrist snowboarding.
Oh,
Uh,
okay.
Drunk as fuck.
Oh well,
Uh,
yeah.
yeah, so,
Snowboarding as hard as it is. I mean, being
yeah.
drunk probably didn't help you.
Well, I broke like this. It's called your scaphoid bone. So it's like
Okay.
when you put your hand down, that's what all the pressure goes on.
Yeah.
So like I was in like a full arm cast for like 6 months.
Oh damn.
Um, yeah, it was cool. It was actually shitty,
Yeah.
um, but it was cool at the same time. Uh, but yeah, so I had her, and then I did. I was flying a lot. I quit flying because I wouldn't say I got scared. I wouldn't per se. I say I got scared, but like one night we were flying, and like when we did our run up, right? I'm on the right side of the helicopter. I got a medic on the left because I was in the medevac unit, and I saw a puff of white smoke come across the top of the helicopter, and it was kind of cold out. So usually that's pretty normal with like oil runoff or something like that.
Okay.
Smoke comes out and then it clears up. But yeah, nothing. Get in, we fly because like there had been like a supercell tornado that hit, and it like took one of my pilot's houses out in Wakefield and shit. And I was like, all right, well, we're gonna fly this route after we do this AMR, right? So AMR stands for Air Mission Rescue.
Yeah.
So we did the day portion, and we helped the patients and stuff like that. And like when I was back there, like as a crew chief, right, as a mechanic, you're basically a medic. right? So you give IVs, you basically do everything a medic does, but give medicine. You can't give medicine because you're not
Okay.
qualified. But they're legit paramedics, right? They go to flight paramedic school. They go to paramedic school, then they go to flight school, and then they become flight paramedics. And yeah, so we do the day portion, and then we go out, we do the night portion, and we come back, and they're like, "Hey, do you want to fly out to Wakefield and see like the path of the tornado and like my pilot's house or whatever?" So we're like, "Cool." We go over. We flew for like 5.4 hours that night. Well, we come back and we have an APU, right? It's called auxiliary power unit. Think of a generator, right?
Okay.
Like a big generator, like you would have for if you lost power during like a hurricane or something.
Yeah.
By the way, you asked me if I ever been through a hurricane. I went through fucking 4 of them in 1 year, like within a 2 month span. Uh, I've been through a lot. Uh,
Yeah, those are not fun. I can't imagine. Tornadoes are
yes,
not much better.
yeah, no, no. So yeah, so we get back, and I'm doing a post flight. We have to look at the helicopter after we're done flying. So
Like an
basically,
inspection kind of deal,
yeah,
or
we're basically
okay.
inspecting, see if anything happened. Well, the APU had blown up. Like it basically, there's an APU generator on the front, and it basically had blew its bearings that were inside that generator
Oh wow.
and blew through the entire system and like blew the fan blades out. And it was crazy because like I had just had my oldest, and I was basically like, I'm done. Like I'm not doing it no more.
Yeah.
Because my little one has more life than I do, and I want to make sure I see some of it.
Yeah.
And yeah, so I quit flying. I went over to maintenance, and I was just knocking out maintenance like crazy. We actually won best general support aviation battalion of the year when I was there. I'm
That's
not
pretty
saying I
cool.
was I was all of it, but I was definitely a big part of it. Me and my buddy Ryan and my buddy Thompson, we run maintenance. That was it. That's all we did, just maintenance, maintenance, maintenance. And yeah, and then I went through some hardship. 2017, I lost one of my buddies on a hoist accident. In 2017, so went to his funeral. That was crazy. But I had done funerals for the army before. I've done some open caskets. I've done some two active duty soldiers, but it was kind of different seeing your friend. You're
Yeah.
on the other side.
Yeah.
And then, same year I lost my grandfather, so that sucked. I lost him in June of 2017. I lost my buddy in September of 17.
Were you guys
Um,
close, you and your grandpa?
yeah, yeah, he was the only one I ever had. My dad's dad was dead before I was born, so it was just my
Okay.
mom's dad. So yeah, we were pretty close. And then yeah, and then 2018, and I went to Germany for 3 years.
Yeah, because when I met you, you were in Germany. Because I think I met you in 2020. Well, not met, but I mean,
I think it was 2019.
it was around that time frame because it's either before COVID or right around COVID.
Yeah,
Uh,
when I don't know. Whenever I started watching Bacon, I don't know.
I
Whenever I
think I
started
started
watching
watching
him.
him at the end of 2019 because we had our miscarriage, and I was following Bacon when we had a miscarriage, and that was technically we found out January of 2020. So it was probably like November of 2019 is about the time I started watching Bacon.
Yeah, I think I started watching him in like maybe December or January of 2019, or like 2019 or beginning of 2018 or
So pretty
2020.
close to.
Yeah, like real close.
That's cool. I didn't even know that.
Um,
I honestly didn't know that you just started around that same time. The same time.
yeah, it's like yeah, roughly then. I can't remember. I don't know. I hadn't followed him now. No, nothing against him, but I couldn't deal with his persona after he got popular.
Yeah, he definitely
So
changed.
yeah, nothing against him.
No,
He's
I
still a
get
good
it.
dude.
He's still a
And
good dude. Yeah. He.
but yeah, so Germany 3 years, that was cool. And then I went back to Fort Riley. Well, I had my youngest at the end of 2020 in Germany.
I remember you sending me pictures. I was the first one you sent a picture streamer wise, too. You told me you go. I haven't sent anybody a picture. You're the first one, and I was like,
Yeah.
wow. I was like, that's a special moment for me because it made me feel like I'm somebody, in a sense, So that, yeah, I remember that. That was pretty cool. Cool moment for me.
Yeah, now she's in there crying like a douchebag. Uh, yeah, went back to Fort Riley, and I was a technical inspector the whole time. The whole time in Germany, I was a technical inspector. Whole time at Riley, I was a technical inspector. I was a platoon sergeant. Like I did a lot of shit, man. Like recovered 2 real world aircraft accidents, and I did a bunch of stuff for my unit. And then my unit kind of was not appreciative because I had went through some mental stuff,
Yeah.
and like I'm not afraid to talk about it. I almost took my life in October of 23. Nobody ever really knew about it. I don't know if I told you, but
No, you haven't. No, this is all new. What exactly was going through your mind if you don't?
just I mean just stemming stuff, man. A lot of responsibility at one time,
Yeah.
and then my marriage was choppy. And then like I never really took the time to grieve anything. So like years of built up tension,
Yeah.
and eventually it just kind of came to a breaking point, and I was like, I'm done, So I went to do it, and I knew what I was doing, because I don't know if you watched the guy who rescues vehicles underwater.
Yeah. Yeah.
So I thought that was like kind of like the easiest way, because I honestly it's kind of selfish, but I wanted to suffer, you know.
Okay.
I didn't want it to be quick. I wanted to suffer. And I don't think drowning's the easiest way, but it was you could suffer that way, you know.
Yeah.
And yeah, so I was going down the road down this near Milford Lake, and it was like a 3 mile stretch, and I knew where I was going. I knew which route I was taking. I knew what entry point I was going. I had it all planned out. And my dad called me, and he never calls me, right? So I talk to my dad every day, twice a day. Okay, I talk to him.
Okay.
I talk to him before I go to work and after I get off work. But he never just calls me out of anywhere. He never just calls me. Like I
Okay.
have to call. I have to call him, and he just called me randomly. And I started talking to him, and then I realized that what I was doing was stupid. And so, yep, went up and I talked to Ashley about it. And she, I told her I didn't want her to tell anybody, right? Because as a grown man, I don't want to seem weak to, because I was really important at my work. Like I was like one of the higher up in guys that did a lot of important shit. And well, she ended up contacting my first sergeant, and then my first sergeant pulls me into office and kind of like forces me into a corner, I would say. And I broke down to him and talked to him about everything, and they sent me to behavioral health, which is like something in the army that's just like counseling for normal people.
Okay.
But yeah, so I went and did 9 months of therapy, and that's kind of like wow, it was kind of like a hiatus for a while. I didn't really talk to anybody. I wasn't involved in streams. I wasn't part of anything. I was fighting through, I guess, those internal demons that people like don't take care of. And I
Yeah.
came to a breaking point because once you have a plan, like there's either no turning back or there's getting help, right?
Yeah.
And I was enacting that plan. I was going to take that plan and I was going with it. I knew what I was doing. I planned everything out, and it was they teach you in the army, if you have a plan, you should really talk to somebody. And I wasn't willing to talk, but my dad, I would say he saved my life that day because like it was.
Did you ever tell your dad?
Yeah, I eventually talked to him about it, and really I talked to my brother about it because he's a rank higher than me. I'm a staff sergeant, he's a sergeant first class, and I talked to him about what I should do, and he looked at me and he's like, Alex, you can't. He's like, I'll tell you a story, and he came with a story. He's like, there's a sergeant major here where I'm at the time where he was. He's like, there's a sergeant major here. He goes to behavioral health once a week. He's like, he doesn't go to talk about his problems. He goes, he sits down for an hour, and then he leaves. He's like, he's showing that soldiers can go, and it's not going to affect your career because he's a sergeant major. So Yeah, so I talked to him, and then I ended up, I talked to my dad and stuff like that, and I really didn't talk to anybody else about it. I talked to my wife, but
Well,
I'm
yeah, no,
not.
I get it. Yeah, like I had no idea, and I talk, like I said, we talk every day almost, if not, I say we talk at least 2, 3 times a week, minimal.
Yeah, and and I didn't talk to nobody about it, man. It was like one of those things that you just don't talk about.
Yeah,
And but I'm not afraid to talk about it. I'm not here to cry wolf either. Um, some people just go through things in life, and I realized that it was the stupid way out. Because I got two little girls that need
definitely
a
need you.
father.
Yes.
And I realized that, but the things that I went through and the things that I was dwelling on, and I had to learn how to. I wouldn't say forget, but forgive, right? Because you can
Yeah.
forget something, but it
Right.
doesn't mean you forgive it, right?
Yeah.
So yeah, work through that, and then I just kind of put my face into the ground, and kind of started from the bottom again, and then like I said, I ended up being a platoon sergeant, and taking care of soldiers, taking care of a soldier who went through the same thing I did. Like his son died, so I had to go through the whole process with him, like I did with my daughter. But he got to enjoy his son. It was like it was his son was killed with negligence of a babysitter, right?
Oh wow.
And
That's
so
so sad.
I walked him through the whole process of like, hey man, I'm gonna walk you, basically hold your hand through the mortuary affairs, how to set up the cremation, how to do this, and this. And I walked him through the whole process, and helped him through a lot of mental stuff, walked him to behavioral health, just like my first round walked me. And yeah, then I got orders to Fort Eustis, and now I'm here, and I'm about to graduate my third class, and I'm one of the best instructors in the schoolhouse, I would believe. From what a lot of soldiers tell me, I'm on top of their list of what they're glad they got me. I've never, we have EOCCs or end of course critiques, and I've never had a negative. I've never had a negative one. I've had positives,
That's pretty awesome.
all positive. So,
That's amazing.
and now, yeah, now I'm just living my life. 12 years in, didn't thought I was gonna quit, and I
Made a
didn't
career
quit.
out of it.
I mean, sometimes it sucks, man. But when people get bitch slapped, it makes me laugh. So it kind of keeps
Yeah.
my
Yeah, we talked about that
career alive.
before. Yeah. Before I
But
even hit the record button. Yeah, but hearing stories of people getting bitch slapped makes your days better.
yeah, makes your day a little better. Makes you like, yeah, there's still some fucking
Or what I
light.
told you about my daughter.
Yeah.
Things like that. And for the record, I will tell the story. My daughter, I asked her, I said, "What do you want to be, or what are you for Halloween?" And she said witch, but it actually came out bitch. And I said, "Oh, just like your mommy." And it was funny. I thought Marsha didn't think so, but I'm going with it was funny because I laughed, so it was funny. So I throw that in there. But yeah, it's crazy, man. It's like all this stuff. Like I knew you were in the army, and you sent I think it was a group chat actually. It might have been the mod chat that you sent pictures of helicopters, and you said this is what I work on all day, and it's like cool, like that's awesome. But I never talk about what you do because I know that a lot of people deal with like PTSD and things like that. So I don't like to force that kind of subject because I have a cousin that was in he was a Marine, and now dude, you wouldn't even know who he was. Like he's totally a whole different person. He's all medicated. Like whatever happened in the Marines for him messed him up big time to the
Yeah,
point that
those
he's
those
all
guys are built different.
well. And yeah, and I know that Marines are a little more hardcore. That's why they're the few. The proud, right, or
Yeah, the
something
few
like
the
that.
proud the Marines. Yeah.
Yeah, so I couldn't remember what it was, but I knew something like that. But yeah, like so that's why like when I found out you were in the army, I was like, oh, that's cool. And then you were like, I'm in Germany right now, and I was like, that's cool, man. And I kind of left it at that just because without like unless you tell me something, I'm not gonna ask, especially with something like that because I know sometimes it can be traumatizing. I didn't know exactly what you did until you sent pictures and like this is what I get to work on, and I was like, this guy. I was like, I thought he was in the army, and then I'm seeing helicopter pictures, and I'm like thinking to myself, and I was like, well, I guess the army does have their own kind of Air Force type deal, you know. Actually, I didn't know
Nah,
this for the longest time that
we
originally
all
before,
have different things.
yeah, the arm, even the Navy has their own kind of, you know, they got helicopters and stuff. I had no idea. Like I had none, no. Though I mean, to be fair, I never looked into that kind of thing.
Yeah, no, we got the biggest fighting force. Like we have the air. Like, if we ever fought a war and it was air, we win because we
Yeah.
have the air power
Oh, for sure.
and sea power.
And
So,
plus, you got Alex Miller. Like it's like that's like a
dog, I
cheat
just
code.
work on them. I'm not one of the cool guys. You know what I'm saying? I'm not one of
Oh no,
those.
you're the ones that put the guns on there. You know how to do it right, so
Yeah,
that.
but I'm not. I'm not. I've never deployed. In 12 years I've been in. I wish I was supposed to, but my oldest was born, and after the fact of what my losing my first one, my leadership was like, "You're not going. You're gonna spend time with your family." But yeah, I've never deployed, so I don't deem myself. I don't deem myself a war veteran or anything like that. I'm a veteran, right, of the
No,
army.
yeah, definitely. You 100% are 100%. I mean, you're not a war veteran, but you are a veteran. That's kind of
Yeah.
weird. I didn't even think about it, but Veterans Day is coming up here. Today's the 1st of November, and the 11th or 12th. It's 11th, right? November
Which one?
11th. I'm pretty sure that's the day. That's Veterans Day. It's crazy to think. I didn't even think of it. I didn't plan it that way. It just kind of happened.
Yeah, like I'm a veteran, right? Because
Yeah,
after like 180 days in the army, you're a veteran, apparently.
and thank you for your service. Because
Yeah.
you are definitely served our country. Might not
I've
be the
done,
way
yeah,
some people think, but I don't know. In my eyes, you might as well be a hero. In that regard.
yeah. I wouldn't say that. My brother's been deployed. He's even more of a hero than I am. But we all have our different aspects of the army, and we all see different shit. I've been around the world. I've been to fucking 11 different countries. I've
What's that experience like?
oh
Traveling.
god, traveling in the army. If the army pays for it, it's pretty dope.
Yeah,
Just going to different countries, working with different, allied forces. I've worked with Romanian special forces, Polish special forces, Cyprus Air Force, Hungarian army. Like I've worked with a bunch of different countries, and it's different because like you watch how we train and how we're taught, and then we're teaching them to better their army.
yeah,
And some people might not agree. Oh, well, we're giving them our tricks and trades. No, we're not. We're just helping them.
right. I mean, you're teaching them, but you're not giving them everything. That's not. It's pretty cool to like actually be able to help others though too. It explains a lot about your personality. You're one of those that do like to help.
Yeah, because like at the end of the day, it's like I've done a lot of teaching, and I'm kind of glad where I'm at now. Because I like coaching and stuff like that, and now
Yeah,
I'm just teaching, uh, soldiers to come in and basically be me. Even though they're kind of like dwindling my job out, they're going to like UAV, so unmanned aircraft. Basically, it's an unmanned aircraft
yeah.
vehicle. So we're all gonna have to switch different MOSs and get to these like UAVs and these unmanned aircraft and whatever. I'll work on them. I don't care. Like it is what it is. But yeah, I don't really follow any more streamers anymore either. Like I follow some,
It's
but
crazy
like
to think though. Like to talk about the streamers, it's like there's a lot of them that kind of stopped. Like Kareem, I haven't
yeah,
talked to her in
Korean
like
gaming.
2 years.
Yeah, Korean gaming stopped.
She used to be
You
one of
know,
the
Bacon.
favorites.
Yeah, Bacon's on Kick, so I know he's still on there.
Yeah, I haven't talked to him as much as I used to. We used to talk almost as much as me and you do. And he kind of he
Well, he
has
had
a
a
kid.
kid.
Yeah, he has
Yeah,
a
he had a
kid, so
kid.
he's a little busy. That's why it's like, when he messages me, I of course I respond. Usually now he messages me and I don't respond until like 6 hours later because I'm asleep when he messages me. But yeah, it's life happens too. And it kind of sucks. It's like there's very few people from the original Star King gaming community that I still talk to, like you, um, Kevin, David, Black Ice X for the record, KMF, and King Uno, and Nambo. Like I talk to you guys more than anybody, and it's crazy because like you guys are all moderators for me. Well,
Yeah, I don't.
actually, Kevin's not anymore, but
Well, I don't like him, so I don't care if he listens to this podcast. I think he's a fucking dimwit. So I know he's your friend, but I don't personally, as a person, I don't like him. Um, he cries too much. No offense. You can cut this out. Did I hang up on you?
no, 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 no. You're there. You're still at
Uh,
least.
yeah, yeah, I'm still here. Yeah, I don't know. Like he kind of got a bad taste in my mouth whenever I was in your chat one day, and I don't know. He
I think
just,
I remember that.
yeah,
He got all mad, and I
he
think I
got he
missed
got.
like I misread a message or comment, and then he started getting mad, and I was just like, "What the hell is that all about?"
Yeah, I don't. It's whatever. He is what he is, right?
Yeah,
But like I streamers I follow now, like I just big time streamers. I watch Drop Gaming. I think he's the most watched. Him
yeah,
and Enoch, they both play Apex, and
yeah. See,
and then
I like watching that. I can't play that damn game. It's just
if
way too
you
sweaty for me. I'm
if
not
you ever
good.
want to, hold on, I gotta find him. If you ever want to follow a guy on TikTok, he's a small time streamer. His name's Shane Smallwood.
Shane
Uh,
Smallwood.
yeah, he's a real good dude, man. He kind of reminds me of you. Just the
Okay,
way he interacts with his chat and
you said
you
TikTok,
know
right?
yeah, TikTok Shane Smallwood. And really, like anytime small time streamers, he's really the only one I follow. I don't really watch anybody else. I watch him, and I watch Dropped, and I watch Enoch, and then I watch a lot of Sea of Thieves. I don't know if you ever played that game, but
I have it downloaded. You told me about it. I need to try it out one day. We need to do this
it's
game.
and then it's I watch Procedural. He plays that. I watch. It's really and then is it Bearded? Where's it at? Beardigon. That's his name. He lives over in Europe,
Okay,
and he plays it, and I watch him, and that's about it, man.
you'd have to
Like I
send
have
me
a bunch.
that
The
small wood.
Shane Smallwood. I
Yeah,
got you.
because there's like a whole bunch of like users on there, and I don't see a.
I got you. Oh, shoot.
Yeah, because like I typed it in. The first thing that popped up was like Shane Smallwood 3. There's Shane Smallwood 1, 7.
I
But
gotta find him. Hold on. Users.
the pleasures of TikTok.
Obi
But
Knock is his name. I think this is his name. Uh, James Moore. There you go. But yeah, I played with him a bunch, and
okay,
he's
see that's the
yeah.
one it did transfer me to. Okay,
Yep, that's him. Reminds me of you.
have to
Good dad. Always there for his kids and streams with his kids there, and his
turn on
wife.
all notifications. That way I can actually be in the streams.
Yeah, he's a good dude, man. Like he streams every morning and every night.
Okay. See,
He's
I need to
staying
get
home
back to
dad.
streaming. I need to. It's just there was a lot going on with work, with inventory. I kind of took a little break for a while just because of focusing on work. Plus,
I mean, life's more important than streaming. You know what I'm saying? Streaming can
yeah.
wait. Life
Well,
can't.
we have a lot going on with Maddie because we found out she's autistic, and there's like therapies. There's like we have to do all these like things, and there's just so much that's going on right now with her. So it's like I had to take a little break just because I want to make sure that I get as much time with her before her therapy, and then by the time I'm done spending time with her, it's like it's almost time to go to bed. So I'm like, I might as well just go hang out with my dog and go to bed, and you know, I
Yeah,
still
man.
game a lot. I do game. I probably game more now than I did when I was streaming.
Yeah. I mean, I fuck, man. I barely. Like, I mean, I play games every night. I come home just till because I don't get home till 1:30 in the morning,
Yeah, and what else you gonna do at that time?
and then I take my sleeping medicine because I can't ever sleep.
Yeah, I have to take sleeping medicine myself. That's why I take edibles. Honestly, they knock me right out.
Yeah, I can't.
I
So
know. I know. I
yeah,
shouldn't
fuck
be
you.
bragging. I shouldn't be bragging.
Fuck you 2 times. All right. But
So I do have a question though, like about streamers. What do you look for in a streamer?
just honestly, it's not even like I don't even care if you like, you know, treat your like talk to them. You know, I don't even care if you like talk to your stream or whatever. Right? That's not really something I look forward to. It's more of just the type of person you are. Like, are you one of those annoying gamers, or are you, relatable? And it's really the relatable streamers
Yeah.
that I go for. And what I mean by relatable, I mean like I wouldn't say like relatable to my life, but like just a down to earth human being. You know,
Yeah.
like when you do interact with your stream, like you're humble. You know what I'm saying? You don't have to be. You're not better than everybody else. And honestly, like that's kind of why like it drew me away from Bacon Gaming, right? Because at first when I met him, he was
Right.
super humble, really into like just playing with his fans and stuff like that. And then
Right.
he ended up getting away from that, and it was just like, oh, money, 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 this, money, that, and I can't deal with those streamers.
Yeah.
Like you can't tell me you like that. Like
It explains why you like somebody like I'm gonna say example like Tatted, because Tatted's very humble. He, and I understand that this streaming is his livelihood. So for him, like obviously money kind of is important, but he also
yeah,
makes
but
sure
but
he
he
makes
doesn't
a
ask for it.
point. Yeah.
Like he doesn't ask for it. He
No.
doesn't.
Yeah. He doesn't beg. He doesn't. He's
No,
very
he doesn't
humble.
plead. He just hey, like he gets donated to him. He gets
Yeah.
donated to him.
Yeah. He's very very humble and I think that's why he's one of my favorite streamers, both personality wise and the fact that he lives close to me. Like he's literally like a 30-minute drive from where I live.
Yeah, Tatted's one of the good ones, man.
Yeah.
If I had to choose a Madden streamer to watch, it's gonna be Tatted.
Oh, yeah. I try to watch all his streams. It's hard because of schedules and stuff. But yeah, he's a lot of fun to watch. I get it. I was just curious because, like,
It's just like you just got to be like a people person. Like you got to
yeah,
be
somebody
humble in
like a
life.
Star King, somebody like that.
Yeah. I mean, honestly, like just talking to you in real life. When we first started talking, it was like it wasn't even. It was just a person. Like
Yeah,
at the end of the day, you were like honestly, you were like donating and stuff like that, and I was like, damn, dude.
I think
And
me
then
and
I
you did.
realized,
I think it was Korean stream. We kept donating stars so she could do gifted battle passes or something. I think
yep,
it was. I feel like it was me and you, wasn't it?
yeah, it was me and you.
Yeah, we were like going head to head, sending like all these stars and everything. For the record, I was her
Um,
first star sender
for who?
for Korean.
I was her first follow. I was her first subscriber. So
Oh yeah,
yeah,
you always got to one up me, huh?
I was your first subscriber too.
You 100% were.
Yep,
You were. You also set it up
I
for me
sure did.
because I couldn't figure it out. Me,
Yeah,
you, and D2M were like on a
I still,
three-way
I
call.
still, I still watch the E2M. I still talk to him. Me and
Yeah,
me and Eric, we talk a lot.
yeah, champ.
No, I
Yeah,
wouldn't say a lot, but we talk.
I
He'll
actually just
text
talked to
me,
him a
and
couple days ago. I just messaged him
yeah,
and
I'm real bad about messaging people. Like I'm like nothing against anybody, right? But I'm
okay.
really bad on messaging people because like during the day I sleep and then I
Yeah,
go to work and then I come home and repeat.
yeah.
So like I lose track of like talking to people and stuff like that.
Right.
And
Yeah. No. And I mean, it's hard when your schedule is the way it is for you to actually communicate a lot because you're up during the night. I know how that is. Trust me, because I work from 11 at night to 7:30 in the morning every day. It sucks.
yeah, I'm not good at it. But like I mean, fuck, man. Now all I do in my life is I go to NASCAR races. That's all I do.
Ain't nothing wrong with it. NASCAR's fun.
I just went to one last weekend, dude. That's where I was all last weekend.
Nothing wrong with it. Nothing wrong with it at all. I love NASCAR. I don't watch it as much as I used to, but I started getting into it this past year. I was like kind of more intrigued. I took a break from it. I think after Dale Jr. retired, I kind of like, cause that was my guy, like and I just kind of stopped watching it, and then I got really into it, and I was like, man, these kids are good. I
Yeah.
like this.
Like
It's competitive.
I have a massive NASCAR collection. Actually,
I thought
nobody
you were gonna
really.
say I have a massive erection right now. I thought that's
Well,
what you
that
were
too. You know what I'm saying?
gonna.
It's a win-win situation for both of us here.
Yeah, it is. I mean, it's
But
definitely
I have a massive NASCAR diecast collection
that's pretty cool. I didn't know that. I
and
do love.
a
I
massive Lego collection.
I used to have some. I had a few Dale Earnhardt Jr. ones that I had. Um, they got lost in a fire, unfortunately.
I'm honestly currently putting away diecast cars from last weekend.
Do you have like a special dedicated area for them, or?
Yeah, right in my gaming room. Like,
Oh,
well,
okay.
okay, so my bedroom is big as fuck. Um, but I yeah, it's fucking huge.
Does your
So
wife like NASCAR? Or?
no, absolutely not.
Oh,
I mean, she watches it with me. She'll go to races with me. But I usually go with my buddy Robbie. I met him here at Eustis, and he's a he's a good dude. He's
yeah.
actually going to come over tomorrow night and watch the final finale race with me. So, but yeah, that's all I do, man. Is just work and go to the.
I mean, it's nothing wrong with it. I mean, you're a family man, so it makes sense.
Yeah, and on the weekends I spend time and watch football with my kids. And the kids might not like football, but fuck them, they're gonna watch it.
Daddy wants his time to watch football.
Yeah,
You're a
like
Patriots fan, right?
absolutely.
Nothing wrong with it. I was one of those few people. I hated Tom Brady because he was so damn good.
Well, it's funny is like people were like, "Oh, well, why didn't you follow Tom Brady to Tampa?" Because I'm not a Tom Brady fan.
Yeah, no, there's a difference. Yeah,
I'm a Patriots fan, not a Tom
right.
Brady fan. Now, do I respect Tom Brady? Do I thank him for everything he ever did for the organization? Absolutely. Do I still think he's the best quarterback in NFL history? Absolutely. Um, but I'm not a follower of one player. I'm going
Right.
to stick to my team. I stuck through the Cam Newton days. I stuck through the Mac Jones days, and now I'm
Man.
still weary on the Drake May days, even though he's playing really good.
Yes, he's had a
Um,
lot of good games. So I mean, the
it's
future's
it's
future's pretty
bright,
bright.
and it's one of those. I'm just waiting,
Yeah.
to see kind of like how it is, and if we're gonna fall off. We got a tough test this weekend with Atlanta.
I will
So
say you got a pretty good coaching staff too. I do like Mike Vrabel. I can't pronounce that now. Last name.
Vrabel,
Yeah,
Vrabel,
Vrabel.
yeah,
Vrabel.
he's a Patriots legend. So
For sure, 100%. I was
I
kind of
mean,
upset he went to Tennessee. Honestly, I really was.
he waited for the opportunity.
Yeah.
He knew Bill wasn't going to last that long,
Oh yeah, for sure. At least it
and
gave him
then
some kind of experience.
he took a year off of coaching after he got fired from Tennessee, and
The rest is going to be
then
history. I think he's going to be
Dr-
the next big thing for them. I really do.
yeah, I don't see him going anywhere.
It's funny,
With
you
the
talked about, Tom Brady. It was like, with Matthew Stafford got traded to the Rams, a lot of people were like, "What do you think?" And I'm like, "Well, I hope he gets a ring because he ain't gonna get one in Detroit because the way the team
no,
is."
then you guys trade quarterbacks, and both teams are doing good.
Yeah, and now yeah, but we also got a bunch of draft picks out of it. We've got a couple first round picks, and Jameer Gibbs is doing really well for us. And it's like yeah, I was excited he won a ring. I was kind of like I can't wait till we get the opportunity to even compete. And then all of a sudden, Dan Campbell comes along, and I'm like, this guy's fucking crazy, but
Fucking love Dan Campbell.
yeah, he's got he's got some balls, man. I
I
love
think he's
it.
one of my favorite coaches. If
He's
I had to
yeah,
pick one,
and I can honestly say like I love watching Lions football because you never know what the hell to expect. It's so much fun, and it's like I don't know, it's totally different, but now for the Lions fans, we actually get to enjoy football again.
yeah, New England, we can enjoy football again. I know it wasn't as long as y'all, the drought and stuff, but
I mean, you guys have championships, all right. We don't like since I've been alive.
we only have six.
Only, yeah. Yeah, enough for one whole hand and your penis ring.
Yeah, yeah. We only have
Oh shit.
6.
I mean, but it's crazy, like to think like how much you guys had success though, like because like the late '90s, Drew Bledsoe was actually a good quarterback for you guys. You guys had good success then. I know there
Yeah,
was a
well,
few
we
dark
went to one
years.
Super Bowl. We went to
Yeah,
one Super Bowl and
played
lost
the
to the Packers.
Packers, right? Yeah, that's when Desmond Howard had that like Hall of Fame year, and the Lions decided to sign him for like $100 million, and he didn't do shit.
Yep, and then yeah, we had a few gloomy years, and I think the 2000 we were like 4 and something, and then Drew Bledsoe got his fucking ass smacked against the Jets.
That was fucking wild when he
I
got.
think it was the Jets. It was the Jets or the
Yeah,
Bills. It was one of them.
it was the Jets. I'm pretty sure it was Jonathan Vilma. I think was the one that knocked him out.
And
Well, not knocked
then
him out. I don't know if he was concussed. I know he got hurt.
and then Tom Brady just took over from there, and we lived the years of pretty much being good the entire time, and yeah,
It's wild. Like you guys had all these guys that came through the Tom Brady system that actually some had okay success because Matt Castle, he kind of had like one good year. I think it was Kansas City. Wasn't great
yeah.
but good. And then Jacoby,
Well, Matt Castle led us in when Tom Brady tore his ACL.
right. And then Jimmy Garoppolo, he actually had some success with San Francisco.
Yeah,
So you guys had some decent backup quarterbacks too during that time frame. Not great. 'Cause I don't think Jimmy G was ever going to be a Hall of Famer, but
no, definitely not a Hall of Famer, but he was definitely good.
yeah,
For that aspect.
yeah. I mean, he's better than me. I mean, in football. I mean, I bet he can beat me in Fortnite, but I'm just throwing that out. No,
You know what I'm saying? Like,
he couldn't beat me in Pokemon. That's for sure. Ain't nobody in the 49ers team beating me in Pokemon. I'm throwing that out there right now. Well, that gets to actually what I wanted to get to you. I remember I asked you like, what are some of your favorite games? You mentioned that like when you mentioned like Pokemon Yellow, I was like, holy crap, like this guy's a legend. Like,
I am a legend. I'm a legend of all
yeah, I
legends.
was like blown away. I was like, man, like nobody ever says like, because I asked you like, what are some of your favorite games, Pokemon games, and you mentioned Pokemon Yellow, and I was just like, oh man, this guy's a goat. Like, no wonder why he's in my life.
Yeah, now, dude, like I don't really play too many Pokemon games.
I
But
I bought that Pokemon ZA or Legend ZA. I have yet to
yeah,
play it. Have
yeah,
yet. I have yet. Well, to be fair, this is yesterday was my first day off in over 9 days because I worked because of inventory and everything. So I like literally worked all the way through the whole week. But luckily, I got Friday, Saturday, and Sunday off. Friday night, Saturday night, and Sunday night off. So it kind of was good. I got a 3-day weekend.
yeah. I play a lot of the original Mario parties.
Okay,
Me and my
like
wife, we play those.
that's pretty cool because I mean those are classic, classic fun times. I should say, not
I
games, but
play Mario 64.
nothing wrong with that one.
I play Apex sometimes. I play a lot of NASCAR 25 now.
How do you like the NASCAR 25?
Fucking beautiful, dude.
Oh yeah,
That's peaceful.
I I played. What was it? Was it NASCAR Heat 4 on stream? And man, I was getting crazy views with that game. Like crazy. I was like, I didn't realize how many of my followers were genuine, NASCAR fans. I had no clue. Like people are like, I didn't know you liked NASCAR. I'm like, hell yeah, I love NASCAR. What's there not to
Yeah,
love?
dude.
Putting people on the wall.
I don't do that. No, I'm strategic with strategies and stuff.
Well, yeah, yeah. I
And then what else do I play?
If
I
I have
play
to, I'll
Ring.
put you on the wall to win. That's all I'm saying. I like to be like the intimidator.
I play Ghost Recon Breakpoint. Me and my buddy play that a bunch, and I yeah, I just watch football and hang out with my family now. NASCAR's ending this weekend. The
Yeah,
championship races are this weekend, and then
kind of
I got to
sad.
know my wife with just football, and then
Nothing wrong with
yep,
annoying her with that. Nothing wrong with that.
no, and yeah, it's really It's really it now, man. I'm kind of boring.
Yeah, no, I wouldn't say that. You definitely you lived a good life, a good, fun life, and you're definitely still living a fun life. So let's get to the end here. The podcast ends with two questions. The first one I'm going to
Okay.
ask is, what does Star King Gaming mean to you? In other words, what do I mean to you?
Okay. You want me to answer that now?
Yeah,
Um, it's just a friendship, man. It's like one of my good friendships that I never knew that I needed in my life. Like it was kind of, weird talking to James, right? And
yeah,
then it was like talking to James throughout the streams of other people, and then he was like, I'm gonna kick up a stream, and it was just you're all about your fans, you're all about your supporters, and like you're not one of the type of people that like, nope, you can't play with me. And you're just like, even if I come in, you're like, oh, I'm just gonna leave these guys and go play with you. And
I
you
am
know
like that. I literally will leave whoever I'm with. If somebody goes
yeah,
on and like, hey man, you got room? I'll make
yeah,
room.
you're just you're just a people person, man. And like for me, that's like the most important. And then like watching Maddie be born and watching, I know you have a son, right?
Yeah, Robert.
but
Yes, yeah,
but watching you be a father, it attracts me more to you, because like in that sense of, you're a family man, I'm a family man, we both fight with our wives, we both tell them how it is. But it's,
maybe it's a redneck in us.
I don't know, it has to be something.
Because we're
But
not born the same month, so we can't try to make up an excuse about it. Oh, we're both Virgos or whatever. No, or any of
uh
that stuff. I don't believe in that shit anyway. But I mean, I'm just saying we can't use that as an excuse. It has
nah,
to
I
be the
think it's
redneck.
just I think it's just yeah, just we're just retarded, one or the other.
We're just
It's
men. That's what it is.
yeah, and yeah, it's just became a great friendship the past, I'd say 5 6 years. And I cherish our friendship. Beyond Star King, it's like it's more James than Star King. I think I'm
Right.
more attracted to the James than I am Star King. But both are good. Just you're funny. You just you're and if I need somebody to talk to, man, it'd be like, you're not a judgmental person. I think that's another
Definitely not.
big key, is like, I don't like judgmental people. I
I
don't
will
judge it.
never judge anything. I don't. I'm not that kind of person. For the record, if anybody's listening, I will not judge. If you want to message me or my gaming page, I'm the kind of guy. I'm gonna listen and I'll give you an opinion, but I'm not gonna.
Hey,
That's it.
hey, but for his followers, just know James is messaging me first to ask for advice
I do.
on your advice without
Yes.
telling me your advice.
Yeah. I will say, hey Alex, what do you think?
Straight up. But
Because
yeah, but
he
like,
reads the
that's
messages too. Like, oh, this is what I think. What do you think? And then Alex is like, well, this is what I would
fuck.
say. Well, that's
Like,
more
hold
than what I
on.
was thinking.
It's like, hold on. Let me reply for you. Hold on. Yeah, that's what I think, man. I just, good friendship, proud of it. It's in this day of age, it's hard to be proud of a friendship. You
Right.
know,
Yeah, and
and
that word friend gets kind of used loosely these days.
yeah, it doesn't really mean anything, unless you
Yeah,
like actually,
I'll
it's a
say
commitment.
this, because I'm gonna also tell you what I think of the person I'm interviewing. What I think of Alex Miller. The first thing I think of is somebody that I know has my back. And there's not very many people that I know for a fact. If the heat is on, I could go, "Hey, Alex, man, I need you. This is what's going on," and bam, he's not might not have the answer I want to hear, but he's going to have the answer I need and the answer that will actually help me and benefit me. And like he
It's gonna
said,
hurt.
yeah, it definitely could hurt. And there's times where my relationship, well, my marriage, I've had issues, and I've gone to him like, hey man, me and Marshall are having some issues, and it's nice to be able to vent to somebody. And again, the judgmental thing, it's like, I know you're not judging me. I know that you're looking out for my best interests, and not just mine, but my family. You know that I am a family man, and I want to keep the family. So you're always going to tell me the best advice that you can give me, but not something that I want to hear. You're not telling me what you think I need to hear. You're telling me what needs to be said.
I mean, I've kept mine for 15 years, man. I think I have some experience in it.
Right? Yeah. And it's like I look up to somebody like that. And that's why I idolize people like you because number one, you're a family man. Number two, you're a wonderful human being. and you're a NASCAR fan, so you're obviously good people, and you like Pokemon. Like that's like I don't know very many people that like both Pokemon and NASCAR. Like I
I
don't
mean,
know. Like
look, I don't have NASCAR tattooed on me, but I have Pokemon tattooed on me.
I didn't know that. I don't think. I don't think I knew about
Yeah,
that.
yeah, my
That's
forearms are all Pokemon.
I did not know that. That's pretty cool.
Yeah,
I
I
had
got
no
a
clue.
Mewtwo and a Mew. I got the legendary birds.
Well,
I have
obviously,
a
you go ahead and tell people who your favorite Pokemon is.
Lugia
Yeah,
all day.
yeah. No,
All,
and your wife is
she is an Umbreon. Well, evolution. I guess I would say evolution, but if she had to choose one, it's Umbreon.
nothing wrong with
Uh,
that.
it's wild, man. As I just sold my whole collection.
Oh shit.
Because like I can't ever find it, so I sold my whole collection, and
You know,
I think
you're not the first
I'm not
person to
getting out
say
of it.
that.
I'm not getting out of it. But I'm just gonna buy graded cards that I like.
Yeah, yeah. That's
Because
I
buying all the loose packs and stuff, I can just buy a card I really like and just display it.
Yeah,
So
you're not the first person to tell me that recently. There's been a few of my followers that are like, messaging me like, "Hey, I'm giving up on Pokemon because I can't seem to find cards. So, would you like
yeah,
my cards?" I was like,
I
"Oh,
didn't I didn't give up. It's just I just my buddy he sells at big Comic Cons and stuff like that. So I kind of like restocked his whole fucking inventory, and now I'm gonna start from fresh and just collect cards I like.
nothing wrong with that." I have an Articuno card sitting right here for you. I need to get that out. I'm actually waiting on Christmas because I think I'm gonna just put it in with your Christmas present and then send it out
Yeah,
to you.
I'm down. I give to my wife for Christmas. So
Yeah, she'll love it. It's a beautiful card. It really is a beautiful card. I'm not a Articuno fan or anything, but it is a very beautiful card.
she actually got rid of that exact card, but since she's getting graded, she let it go.
I don't, nothing wrong with that. I don't blame you for doing that. It's, you got a greater one. You might as well keep that instead of the other one. So now, the last question, and I don't know if I mentioned this to you, but I follow a podcaster named Chris Van Fleet, and he does a lot of wrestling podcasts,
I know
and
who.
he's amazing. His podcast is called Insight, and he covers mostly wrestlers. He's done other people, but one thing he talks about is gratitude, and he says every morning and every night before he goes to bed and when he wakes up, he says three things he's grateful for, and I found that actually has helped me a lot. It actually has made my attitude totally better. Like, and I started doing this right before I started working at my current job, and I noticed a different side of me that I was just like, wow, I actually like am appreciating what I have versus what I don't have. But gratitude is a big part of his life, and I kind of took that and it helped me out. And I even told him on his podcast, in which he actually reacted and commented that I appreciate it and I'm glad that you do that because mental health is a big thing. And I was like, wow, he actually took the time out to comment. But I like to end every podcast by saying, what are three things as we sit here at the end of this podcast that you are grateful for?
Hmm. I would give you the old Ricky Bobby, Jesus, baby Jesus, but three things, right? So it's gonna be kind of corny. The first two, like my daughters, like they kind of changed my life in the aspect of who I am as a person, as a father. As much as I yell at them and can't stand them sometimes, they definitely changed me, and they honestly the reason why I'm still in the army because they made me grow up
Okay.
as a person. So as a professional, like when I get into situations at work, I think about them. So it's like I'm not going to ruin something over them, and I would do
Yeah.
anything for them. So definitely number one is my kids. Like I'd die for them any day, any second. If it keeps them living, I would take my life for them.
Yeah.
The second one is my wife, man. Like as much as it's as I said, the first two were corny, right? Um, but she's my best friend, man. Like like back to high school in the gym, she was crying over a dude who cheated on her, and stuff like that, and from there it was just like it's like a friendship you wish you never. It's never gonna stop. It's like we don't fight. Like we rarely fight, and when we do, she just goes to her room and pouts like a little girl for a little bit, and then we're good. It's like we still laugh, we still enjoy things. Like we build Legos together, we do a bunch of stuff together, and it's not like that. It's not like a marriage where you think you're just married. Like
Yeah.
there's a lot of marriages out there in America where they're just married.
Yeah.
We're married because we're best friends. Like it's not just like I know like if me and her ever got divorced for any reason, we would still be best friends because that's just the people we are. So definitely her, and she's kept me through a lot of dark days, and I mean even if she was a cause of a dark day, she was still there. She never left my side. So the third one, the army, man. I'm thankful for the army. As much as people like, they're like, oh, I hate the army. As much as I say I don't want to go to work, as much as I say I hate the army, I don't hate the army. The
Well,
army has given me opportunities that I never in 1,000 years would have dreamed of. It gives you a sense of purpose. It's let me travel the world. Um, you know, it's paid for all three of my births of my children. Like the pay is not the best, right? I wouldn't say the
right.
pay is the best, right? But
Right.
it gives me a purpose because I belong somewhere. I'm good at it, and I would be good at other things. You know what I'm saying? Like I'd be good at other jobs if I had them, and because I take pride in the jobs that I do. But I've met a lot of friends, a lot of bonds on the way that I would have never met, and I would, and I
Well,
cherish friendships because, like, you think my best friend, his name is Richard Thomas, right?
oh, not James
His
Moore. Not James. I see it. No, I'm joking. I'm
well,
totally joking.
we're gonna go way before you, right?
Okay. 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 I'll
So
let that
way
slide.
before you. So we're going back to like 2007,
Okay. Okay. I'll let it
right?
slide then.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. It's funny he worked at Walmart too. Um,
Oh, jeez.
but yeah, dude, like that time I didn't know, like friendships or whatever, and then I was playing Call of Duty, and me and my buddy Kyle, and we were absolutely ripping this clan apart during hardcore domination. Because I had like a 3.5 KD in Call of Duty. I was really really good at Call of Duty.
I'm not surprised.
Had like 185,000 kills, and like it was. So yeah, we tormented this group, and then we ended up joining this clan. It was like a 3,000 member clan, and got in there, and I met. His name was Apocalyptica 99. That was his original gamer tag,
Kind of cool
and
name, actually.
yeah, and then we started talking, and realized he ended up living like 45 minutes from me. Um,
Well, that's even more cool.
and ever since, he's been my best friend, like through and through, and he's the godfather of both my kids. Today's his birthday, so
Oh,
happy birthday to Richard.
yeah. Happy birthday. Yeah.
He's out hunting with his soon to be father in law. I said, well, if he kills you, I know who did it, but he better cook good because if not, I'm ratting his ass out. But yeah, just the army, and the understanding of friendships, I guess. Like maybe not even the army, just like the understanding of friendships and how to obtain and keep friendships. Because in the army you meet different people every day, and the ones that are there, they stay. Like my buddy Tyler Como, I've been friends with him since 2014. I watched his three triplets be born. I didn't watch it, but I was there. And I remember, the first like he was about to move back to Louisiana because he's a Bayou boy, and he didn't want to break his friend's heart, Tungy. I was like, because they had a business together and about to do it in South Dakota, and he's like, I don't know what to do. I was like, you got to do what's best for your family, man. So he took the job down in Fort Polk, Louisiana, and went back to his home roots, and now he's doing good for himself. And he called me
Louisiana's not
about a
that
lot of
far from
stuff.
Florida.
No,
Yeah.
he did a lot of stuff for me, and he's helped me through some stuff. I've talked him through a lot of shit, and just the army, man, give me friendships, man. Like I don't have a lot of them, but they gave me the appreciation for friendships. So I guess that's the three, man.
Yeah, I mean it's great, and it's like you're talking about the army, who wants to go to work? I mean, the army's a little different for your perspective because it's your job. So I mean, I can see why you say what you did about like, I hate the army, but you love the army all in the same. Yeah, because you hate going to work, but you love being a part of the army. I get it. I totally understand that.
I
I
just
hate
love the
my
people.
job sometimes, and then I love it because I get paid, and I'm like, okay, this isn't that bad. I don't mind being a good little whore for the week.
No,
But
yeah, definitely don't mind it.
that's an
So
awesome way to end the podcast. I appreciate this. You guys, you're going to have to keep listening because we got some more coming up. We got a lot of podcasts coming up. And there might even be an Alex Miller part two. You never know.
hey, I'm always down. I'm always
It
down.
was definitely a lot of fun, man. I really, from the bottom of my heart, appreciate this. Speaking of gratitude, I am grateful you're in my life, and I'm grateful to have our friendship, our brotherhood, and I appreciate the time. Obviously, I love spending time with you, and then I was excited just to have the time that we did.
Yeah, man, for sure. It was definitely a pleasure. And if you ever need me to get part of your wrestling podcast, let me know.
You got it. You got it.
I'm a big wrestling fan. I'm actually going to watch the Saturday Night Live main event tonight. So
It's gonna
you,
be good, man. Drew
yeah, it's
McIntyre
gonna
versus
be.
Cody Rhodes.
Yeah, Cody's gonna win that one. Fuck Drew.
Oh yeah,
Um,
you already know Drew gets screwed so much. I would,
yeah, but I'm looking for the CM Punk and Jey Uso match. That's the one I'm
that's
looking
yeah. I
forward
think
to.
that's gonna be a classic. I mean, they're both solid in the ring performers. So and then they're both actually pretty solid all around. Jey Uso's actually gotten really good on the mic. CM Punk's always been good on the mic, obviously. So it's like they're actually both pretty damn solid. I can't wait to see that.
Yeah, it's gonna be good. But yeah, man, hit me up next time for another podcast. I'm always for it, man.
You got it. You got it.
All right, buddy. I hope you have a good one, dude.
You as well, brother. Thank you so much again for this.
Yeah, man.
Wow, that was amazing. I learned so much about somebody who I thought I knew a lot about. Alex is one of those few people in my life that I know I could depend on truly from the bottom of my heart. He means a great deal to me. The reason why I wanted to cover this guy, as I said before in the beginning, is because of what he means to me. And I said it, when I talked about who is Alex Miller to me. He is somebody that I truly idolize who he is. He's a wonderful human being, a great father, a guy that I know I could depend on day or night. He's going to have my back. He always has had my best interest. He never asks for anything that is, out of reach. He's anytime he's come to me, it's always been, hey man, this is going on, man. What do you think? I'm the kind of guy I'm not gonna judge, and I said that before. So if you guys do need to reach out, please follow my gaming page, message me. If you know who I am in real life, please. I don't judge. I'm that type of guy that if you send me a message, I'm going to give you the advice that I think you need to hear, that I think will actually help you, because I'm all about helping you get better. And it might not be what you want to hear, but I will give you the best advice I think is best for you. I'm not going to steer you wrong. Even if I don't like you, I'm going to give you the best advice that I think is best for you. I'm not that kind of guy that, wants to see anybody struggle. So if I can help, please, my DMs are always open. My gaming page is open 24/7 for that reason. You can message us anytime. Rather I'm asleep or not, my wife usually is up most of the day. She's an admin as well, along with Alex Miller. They might not respond right away, but they will respond within a timely manner. So please, you know, please message us. I want to take the time out again to thank Alex Miller. I appreciate everything he's doing. He's not a streamer. He doesn't stream. He just is a huge blessing for a lot of people. He sent probably thousands of stars to me. He's, as you heard, he was literally my first supporter on Facebook, which is crazy. He means a great deal to me. He literally is a major part of who Star King Gaming is. He's helped me in so many different ways, mentally, even financially. He's helped me. I'm not afraid to admit there's been times where, like, hey man, could I borrow like $20? Boom, yeah, dude, got you. Bam, sends it. or there's been times where I needed somebody to talk to. As I said, me and Marshall maybe getting into an argument, maybe certain things were happening. I go to him like, "Hey, man," and he just say, "Man, this, and that," and he's always been somebody I could depend on. If you ever see Alex Miller in my streams, by all means, shout him out. He's a wonderful human being. I love him like a brother. I genuinely mean that. He is 100% what I like to think I am. I like to think I'm somebody like him. I try to be a wonderful father. I know I am. I try to be a wonderful husband because I know I am. And I try to be a great person. And I've been told I am from many people, not just, a couple, like literally dozens of people. So I like to think that I am a great person. And I like to say that Alex Miller is all of those things. He's a wonderful human being, he's a wonderful father. And what more do you need in this world than a great husband, great father, and a great human being? Thank you again, Alex Miller. I appreciate it. You guys keep a lookout. We are going to be bringing out more podcasts. It's going to be a bi-weekly podcast, so I'm going to be posting it every 2 weeks. I might start doing some shorts, trying to push the stream a little bit. But hey, you guys got to keep a lookout. Thank you guys all so much, man. I appreciate all of you.